Hey everyone, welcome to this introductory course on Android and Parse. So this course requires that you have some previous experience with Android. You should know, for example, how to start an activity or how to start a fragment, what an activity and what a fragment are, what the Android.manifest file is, and what Gradle is and how you add libraries to projects. If you know these things and if you're comfortable with compiling a very simple app and showing a couple of screens, then you're fine for this course. In this course, we're going to be delving into the depths of Android. We're really going to be improving your fundamental Android development skills. I'm going to show you techniques for improving your code, making it more performance efficient, and I'm also going to show you how to use Parse to create a very simple photo sharing application that'll let you share pictures with your friends on Facebook. Alright, so without further ado, let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to start a new Android project. Let's call this application photo share, and let's set the company domain to tutorialseries.com. I'm going to hit next, I'm going to hit next again, and I'm going to create a blank activity. I'm going to hit next, and the activity name is just going to be main activity, and the layout is going to be activity main. I'm going to hit finish, and it will create the project. Notice that I have the Android virtual device already running up here, the AVD. So while I'm doing this, go ahead and fire one up using this button right here. So this is going to open up this virtual device manager. You're going to want to create a Nexus 5 with API 2022, which is Android 5.1.1. It should have the x86 processor running on it with as much RAM as you are as your computer can handle. The emulator on Android is notoriously slow, so you're going to want to get this x86-64 x86 processor Haxum build that Intel recently released and that Google now supports. So you're going to want to get these guys, you're going to want to fire it up and let it load. Okay, so while it loads, we're going to do a couple of things. Open up the activity main. Notice how I did that. I just pressed Command I'm on a Mac, right, or Control on Windows. Then hover over the activity main kind of qualifier right here or keyword. Open it up by clicking on it, and you'll be taken to the XML file. So we're going to delete the hello world content that's there by default, and we're going to add a very simple button. We're going to put it on the center of our screen. Notice we have a relative layout, and let's just call it sign in with Facebook. Maybe we'll just do it like this, Facebook sign in. Okay, and let's rename the button's ID to something very nice. I like to, whenever I name stuff on Android, whenever I give something an ID name, I always like to prefix it with the name of the XML file that we're in. So in this case, it's activity main, right? But activity is kind of redundant. So I'm just going to take this main and I'm going to put it right here. So I'm going to say main, and then I put the type of element that we have. And we have a button, and then we describe what the button does. Facebook sign in. Now this makes it really easy because if we go to our main activity, we can really easily reference that button. Main button is equal to button find view. Actually, let me rename this. Facebook sign in is equal to find view by ID r.id Facebook sign in. Say Facebook sign in. So notice that this was very easy, right? Because, well, one, Android Studio's autocomplete is really nice, and second, we could, if we didn't know what the UI element we really wanted was called or its ID, we can just refer to it by the main qualifier, main keyword right here, and it'll bring up all of the UI elements in the activity main file, which is really great. Okay, so now what we're going to do is let's just set its text to something random so we know that everything is working, and we're going to run it by pressing Command R or Control R or whatever you have set up on Windows. And now I'm going to go here, and we'll wait for it to run. Could take it a little bit of time. There we go, and let's see if we want to use the same device for future launches. We're going to hit OK. It's going to upload the file, install the APK, and there we go. Okay, so that worked out really well. We set the text to something random. I'm going to remove that part right here, and I'm going to run one more time. Notice that it automatically created the action bar and the settings menu up here. And okay, there we go. We have a very basic app set up. If you got to this part, then you're going to be fine for the rest of the tutorial. Everything in your build environment is set up correctly. And so we're going to start coding in the next video. All right, I'll see you guys then.